if you look at the likes of Temu and other sites, it's really well photographed, and when you get it, sometimes you're a bit miffed. I mean, I have bought stuff on Temu, and it's not great. It looks a lot better than that.
I bought diary, but I thought it was going to be this big.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
like that.
So
you started in business 30 years ago, down on the Netherhampton Road. That was your first store, was it?
Yeah, that was June 1990, and it was actually a very small store with a small yard, and we had this guy called Phil in the back who used to cut glass.
Why did you pick that store down there then?
Because Salisbury in 1990 was an inherently very difficult place to actually get a store, and we needed something with a bit of parking, a yard, because we just dealt in all sorts of product at the time, so it just suited us as
you advertised, didn't you? I'm sure that you advertised at
used
some
to advertise
point.
on the back page of the Salisbury Journal.
That's right, because that's how I saw it.
Every week.
And I had to take my mum in there, and we went in there, and this is no word of a lie, and I can remember her coming out saying, "Oh my word, there's just so much in there." And I think actually that's what all In Excess is all about, really.
Yeah, travelled all over the country finding product, and yeah, then just brought it back and got out what we could. Shop was a bit too small, really. We took a warehouse, I think, a little bit later than that in Fordingbridge, an old buffer depot, which we housed a lot of the product. And then we opened, I think our next site was Bournemouth, the old Hampshire Centre in Bournemouth. And then we had Reed Street in Christchurch, a store there. And then Ashley Road in Parkstone, which we've still got that site. So yeah, it sort of developed from there.
And at the time they were all hardware shops, but you did a little bit of everything, didn't you?
Well, the product was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, so our stores had to be of a fair size. I think Parkstone was an old B-Jam freezer centre.
Yeah.
We took that, so it was quite a big site. Christchurch, we had a warehouse there, but again, it's too small. As the business grew and grew, we had to sort of get bigger sites. Yeah.
So you had 4 stores. Then how come, because I mean, obviously I've only been with you 8 years, how come you went into sort of like the garden centre side of it?
Well, we bought Ringwood Garden Centre in late 1999.
Oh yes, you did have Ringwood, yeah.
2000, I think we bought that. And that was a small family business. And it just gave us the space for timber products. We had to learn very quickly about plants, and just gave us a lot more room, so we could a bigger display space really, and that took off really well. Bit of a shock to the staff that were there, and yeah, got going. And then we had the opportunity to buy some of the ex-Wyvale sites in 2018.
Yeah, that's just when I joined you.
We bought 4 sites then, and that really gave us a few problems. So then that was a steep learning curve doing that, because the sites needed a lot of money spending on.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
But I think with the garden centres there, that's when it was just an influx of different products, wasn't it? It wasn't just about hardware and clearance. It was about.
It was trying to understand what we could do and how we could scale it, and it was to say we had growing pains was an understatement. But we
still got a few.
we struggled with that for the first couple of years, but I think we're just about getting on top of it now.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with retail is that we're a service-led family business, and it's trying to give what the customer wants, and the only way you can do that is with service.
Yeah.
And it requires a lot of people to do it.
Yeah. But it's really good, I suppose, for the people watching this, that they understand that In Excess is actually a long-standing brand. It's not something that's just popped up.
Can't believe the last 36 years has gone in a
36.
This is a few, it seems like minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been developed.
So if you had to tell people then what In Excess is all about, what's the core of In Excess? What does it mean?
It's trying to find a quality product, which is good value. Now, it's very easy to sell something something cheap.
Cheap, yeah.
It's trying to sell something cheap is easy. But when you're trying to find something that everybody understands at a price that is affordable, which makes it really good value, that's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
And that's why the stock tends to vary very, over the course of a year. If there's no rhyme or reason to what we stock, we tend to buy what we think is going to work for us. But the focus really is on the quality. Yes, we do buy the odd thing that's not great, but in the mix, you tend to. My focus is to buy something is decent.
Yeah. Hence why the strapline of your company has always
quality
been
for less.
quality for less.
Yeah.
Which isn't easy to do.
There's some things that come across my desk I wouldn't buy because I
Yeah.
think I don't want that in my stores.
So if we're quality for less, because when you said that we were going to be doing this, I wondered why, if it's quality for less, why have we now got that? Real prices, real products, real people.
One of our other girls drummed that up, so I think she's really good because today, especially online, you never really get to see or talk to somebody at the other end. So most websites don't have a customer care number. There's no way you can really contact them, and if you phone them up, you get involved in some sort of service. You don't really speak to them to be human. And I think that what we do is we've got a customer service number now that covers all our stores, our online business. You actually speak to somebody who's real, who's there on the end of the line.
Yeah,
can deal with
unheard
it.
of these days, really, to be fair.
That's right, yeah.
So obviously, I used to work in radio, as you well know, and you can advertise like in Salisbury Journal. I don't think people read it anymore. So I was quite surprised to hear that you were doing this. I'm not really up on all the social media and stuff like that. So why are we doing this, and what do we want to achieve from it?
I think we learned a lot of lessons from COVID. When COVID came upon us, we had to adapt fairly quickly. And what we did, we were inundated with orders. And you were here during COVID, I think.
Yes, I was. Yeah.
So what we did, if you remember, we closed all the offices off.
Yeah,
we put one person in every one of the offices, and they were packing product to send out online. I think we did something like 1,000 yoga mats the first week. We packed them up. Everybody was packing
Yoga
up. So from that, we knew there was some sort of demand for an online business, and we'd always run a small online business anyway. And you have to adapt. You have to adapt to what is the customer doing now?
Yeah.
And we all do it. I'm guilty of it. Everybody's guilty. It's very easy to lay in bed and go online and go, I'll have that, I'll have that. We're all quite needy in the way of product now because it's just easy to buy it. It's very easy to buy off Amazon or wherever. But I think we've got a point of difference. So from our small website, which has been developed in over the last 4 or 5 years, and where we are now, we do sell quite a lot of products online. So it's about developing that and giving the customers a bit more information, a bit more trust. We're trying to build trust online, so that we already sell through other platforms. We sell on B&Q platform, which is quite freaky, but we sell on some really good platforms now, and we really need to get In Excess out there as a trust business, so that we can support that and build that relationship with our customers and more customers than we've got just locally, other customers, so that we can develop that part of the business. Really, retail generally is hard. The high street, especially on the high street itself, is getting more difficult because people are shopping at home.
As you said, I think COVID did actually definitely change the way that people shopped. I still don't shop online. I'm not going to lie to you. I still like going out and being touchy-feely. But I think that's why, obviously, you said online was our 8th store.
We're trying to be our 8th store, yeah. You've got a window into our business that you probably don't see in the shops, because when you walk around a shop, you just take in what you're interested in.
Yeah.
But when you browse our website, it's a lot deeper, and you've got more time to look at it, and you can make a considered purchase in your own home, which I think is good.
That's great. So where do we hope to be, sort of like, I'd say, in 2-3 years' time?
Well, I think
more of a household name.
Well, not so much that. I think what we need to do is, as product comes in, is we'll get it out. We'll do a little chat ourselves, because you buy a lot of the
pretty stuff,
promotional pretty stuff.
I do.
And so we can talk about that, and so we can give that information out fairly quickly, so people get an insight to what we got. Some of the product is not big quantity. So it sells out before a lot of people see it.
Yeah.
So it's just nice to actually show the product. And when you show product in size, if you look at the likes of Temu and other sites, it's really well photographed. And when you get it, sometimes you're a bit miffed. I mean, I have bought stuff on Temu, and it's not great. It looks a lot better than that.
I bought diaries. I thought it was going to be this big.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
like that.
So when you show something in your hands, you think,
Yeah.
That's exactly how big it is, and that's how
Yeah.
it should be. So, and you can talk about the product in a bit more depth, and so you get a much better understanding of the product,
yeah.
and also the reasons why. You can say to me, well, why did we buy this, or why did we buy that?
How does that work?
And why do we get
What
it?
happens if I push that button?
Yeah, don't do that. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I know that you're obviously buying a lot of clearance, that's why we've got so many varied products, but obviously we do hold some brands that we probably stock all of the time.
Correct. Yeah.
Maybe brands that people haven't heard of before, I don't know.
In a shop, I think what you could say, what is In Excess about? In Excess, it's a bit of a man shop, really. And when you look at a garden centre, it's quite feminine.
Very much so.
So to try and get, I do worry about guys walk around with their wives, because the wives are decision makers. They spend the money.
The blokes
The
have got
husband's
that glazed
pushing the trolley
that
round,
glazed look,
saying,
yeah.
"Yes, love, I'll put that in the car."
Absolutely.
And so when I fell on Total, I was in a business in Southampton, and they were trying to launch Total online, and it didn't work for them because, again, like we said about earlier, it's a fairly touchy product. No one really understood it.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation with the factory in China. They're based in Suzhou, which is where they make all the robots. It's a high-tech area. And we sampled some of it, and it was very good. Quality was excellent. So now we are the UK distributor of the product. We carry about 700 lines in it. In total, there's probably something like 3,000 different products in the Total range, which you can see on their website if you look on the website.
Yeah.
But we buy the things that I feel are right for the UK market, and the product's great. It's a really nice product.
What would you say is its unique selling point?
Price at the moment is very good. Quality is really good. Factory stands behind us. We offer a 2-year warranty on the product. You get very little returns from a retailer. You get very little returns on the product.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice, but it's well packaged, and it's a nice quality product. And the more and more we bring in, and the more we develop the brand over the last, I think it's a couple of years now, maybe 3 years, I think we've had it. It's done better and better and better, and the brand is actually adapting as well. So the product's getting better.
So at some point we will be showing off some of the.
We'll do a talk on that. We'll get some products out,
products,
and we'll talk about it. I think we need a bit of an in-depth thing for that.
When it comes to that.
But I think it's something. It's a nice core range for us.
Yeah.
It's very easy to say, oh, we've got a good deal on, say, Strimmers this week, and then we don't get another range of product like that for another year. So this gives us something that's just continuity, and it's just a nice product.
Because it's also difficult for blokes when, like my husband, he would have a certain brand to actually drag them away from a certain brand that you've been used to, especially if you've not heard of it. So it might be good to go into a bit of detail.
I think where Total Win is, they essentially are battery makers. So one of the things they have developed is a really good battery, a bit like BYD. You think BYD cars, they were a battery maker to start with, now they make cars.
Yeah.
And Total, over the last 3 years, have definitely developed the product. The product is very, very good. And so we all know, I've got Makita at home, and I've got this and I've got that, but I've got so many different chargers with so many different batteries, whereas if I buy a product, a Total product, it's got, say, 2 batteries with it, the rest of the product I don't need to buy with batteries. I just buy it bare. So I don't have to invest in all that again. I can just buy...
So the batteries actually fit all the...
One battery fits everything. So you've got potentially 300 power tools with one battery. Ryobi do a similar sort of thing, but the Ryobi battery is quite expensive.
Yeah.
So our batteries start from £20 up to about 40. Average battery, the best battery to buy really is about a £30 battery. So once you've invested in a couple of batteries, if you buy, say, a big Strimmer, it's got 2 batteries with it, you probably wouldn't need to buy another battery. So then you can use all your power tools with just those 2 batteries. Just 2 or 3 batteries is enough.
Yeah.
And so the actual bare product is actually really cheap. It's the battery that's the money.
Do you use it at home?
I do, yeah. Yeah, as my Makita stuff's worn out, I've replaced it with Total.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. And all my guys use it here in our joinery workshop. Yeah, it's very good.